Welcome back to the final section of the Timber to Tides four-part Portugal adventure series. So when we arrived at the Albufeira bus station, I quickly grabbed a taxi because we were eager to get to the resort, kick back, and enjoy some downtime. The check-in was smooth and met all of our expectations of a high-end Marriott resort. The entire resort, from the front lobby to the outdoor spaces and everything in between, is extremely colorful with very modern decor and architecture. The resort set us up with a two-bedroom, two-bath, spacious room that had an incredible private outdoor patio and garden. One of the cool features of the room was the touch lighting system to control lights and mechanical curtains. Another remarkable aspect of the resort is a paved walkway to a somewhat private beach, as it is difficult to get to from the main street. A fun fact about Portugal beaches, though, is that they are all public, so they are open to everyone. They can't be bought and restricted from use. I think that's pretty cool to keep natural spaces available to all. The next day, we took a boat tour of the Benagil Caves. For reference on the map, the W Algarve is the blue dot on the right, and the boat tour started at the beach of Armaço de Pera, the middle blue dot. We took a taxi from the W Algarve to the boat tour meetup point on the beach. At the suggestion of the concierge at the W Algarve, we booked the tour on what is called a cruiser that can hold only about 10 people. The other options were a sailboat or a very large catamaran. They both accommodate a whole bunch of people. There are several companies that offer boat trips at mostly the same price. We paid €70 for both of us, and Setima Onda was the only company that day that had space on a cruiser for us. But it worked out because we had an absolute blast on the tour. The tour started from the beach and headed west to roughly the left blue dot on the map, Benagil. Along the way, we stopped at probably a dozen caves, and our boat captain slash guide gave us a description and history of each one. As we toured the caves, we were happy that we chose the cruiser, since the other boats were too big to go inside the caves. However, the cruiser was the perfect size, and the captain had to thread the needle and time the waves to get in and out of some of the smaller caves. The tour lasted about an hour and a half, and we returned to the same spot on the beach we launched from. Instead of a taxi ride back to the resort, we decided to walk along a boardwalk from Armaço de Pera that skirted the beach. The walk is nice and leisurely at about 3.5 mile distance and depicted as the orange line on the map. While making our way back to the W Algarve, Kendra and I reminisced about our entire Portugal adventure while feeling the wind, hearing the waves, and watching the birds in a natural lagoon. With our Portugal adventure at a close, we boarded the Flixbus back to Lisbon. The final night we stayed at the Moxie Orient, again strategically chosen because we could get off the bus at the Orient transportation hub and step across the street to the Moxie Orient Hotel. Then the next morning we could hop the subway to the airport. Unfortunately, we had to be at the airport at 4 a.m. for our flight home, and the subway does not start running until 6. But no dramas, we had the front desk call us a taxi, which only took about 10 minutes to get to the airport. Overall, we thoroughly enjoyed our adventure in Portugal. We covered a lot of ground and saw some amazing things in just 10 days. And we explored the full spectrum from historical suburbia to natural coastline and finally modern resort living. Everyone we encountered, from bus and taxi drivers to hospitality staff, was kind and welcoming. An added bonus was that everyone spoke English, so communication wasn't an issue. And the streets in both Lisbon and the coastal towns were clean and free from litter. Like and subscribe if you appreciated our Portugal adventure series. Hopefully, this was helpful to plan your own trip to Portugal or simply get inspiration to enjoy the outdoors and create your own adventures. Have a good one, and see you next time on Timber to Tides.